Hey guys, my name is Loveless and we are back with this game. Okay, and I know that it's been a while, so yeah, I've been having a school problem. Well, having so much homework, so from school, and then I got like playing other games. They're like on my Switch, and I don't have a game catcher, so I can't really record that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I'm doing everything else that's not playing PC games. My bad. Alright. After a moment of silence, Diana licked her lips before breaking the gaze veil and smiling to the boys around me.
Very well. I guess I'll take my leave now.
What? Her leave? Wait, is she serious? The boys around me straightened and grew confused look on their face. As Diana stepped back and away from the small ball flaunting her cleavage. I don't think she really needs to try to flaunt her cleavage, but okay, whatever. Without another word, a deep purple pentagram appeared under her feet, and Diana's body slowly sank into the floor. As her head vanished into the floor, the pentagram vanished. At once, the boys relaxed and slowly began to return to their spots at the table, each in deep thought.
She'll be back, but she won't kill us. She needs us alive.
Yeah, at least for a little while.
Whatever. We'll just keep saying no. She can't force us to come back.
She kinda can.
She can't do anything but annoy us. Eventually, she'll give up.
Maybe.
That's the hope, anyway.
Hopefully. James walked over to me, gently caressing my cheek, looking at me with a comforting smile.
There's no need to worry. I promise she won't hurt you.
I nodded, feeling that he was telling the truth, or at least I hope, hopeful and comforting thought. James kissed my forehead, however, making me blush and forgetting what I was thinking about. The sound of collective chuckles and playful snickering whispers through the air, making me blush even more, but a sudden growl that erupted from a man above me made the laughter stop. I didn't see James's face, but I could tell that he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on his head. What is a sentence? But I could tell that he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on my head. Okay. And I pulled away from each other, just the sound of Naomi, I think is Naomi. Naomi's car appeared. I quickly ate my food and waved to the boys and left in confidence that nothing was going to happen. Never ever say that nothing will happen before the day is over. I avoided talking about the ride back home yesterday, saying that the ride was a one-time thing. I'll be riding with you guys from now on to and from school. The girls seemed very happy. We entered the school. Oh God, I'm like, I'm getting worried. Like something's gonna happen. There's no events to our spreads. History wasn't exactly fun. But our teacher was great. At least he would have been great if he was in class that day. What? The teacher was what? Okay, like right now I can't even see the words. Okay. What he? I thought you had a she for a teacher. Naomi and Suzu took the seats around me. Suzu in the front, Naomi beside me. Before the class bell rang, class was greeted by the dean.
Students, you'll be having a substitute for class today.
I know who it is. Diana.
Miss Diana.
I knew it. My heart stopped at the door. With the dean was Diana, looking over the students and smirking as her eyes landed on me. She strutted to the teacher's desk, ignoring our welcoming the whispers from the other students before sitting into the wooden chair, crossing her legs. Her attire is not school appropriate at all. I've never seen a teacher dresses in actual dress.
Thank you, Dean. You can go now.
With a wave of Diana's hand, the dean left the classroom, closed the door, and left the area. Diana smiled at us, making my stomach turn. What was she going to do? She's going to make her away from reliving hell.
History. Such a silly thing, isn't it? I mean, what do we care about the past? We're in the present.
Yeah. The rest of the class, including Naomi and Suzu, hesitantly nodded in agreement, unsure about this new teacher, but willing to listen more to what she had to say.
The present is so full of wonderful things. While the labors of the past are the reason we have many things, it is our chance and privilege to utilize what has been given to us.
Her charm was almost infectious. The class was practically starting to eat out of her hand. I looked around to see the classmates grinning and agreeing with Diana. I pressed my lips together as I listened further. I had no choice.
What's even funnier about human beings is that some of the bits of history we hear is either made up or completely biased to one side.
Hey, man!
It's like a story you read as a child.
Yeah.
You hear of the princess and the prince, and they live happily ever after. But what about the family she left behind? What of her friends?
Sure. Oh, shit! It just clicked in my head. Okay, oof. Okay. The students listened, agreeing instantly to her words. I can tell, however, these words were all targeted at me. Yeah. I'm with you, girl.
The original story of The Little Mermaid, a perfect example of biased opinion. Here we have a girl who thinks she can be with this prince, but this prince has to marry a princess.
Oh, God.
What would happen if the mermaid had her way? What makes the mermaid so important that the princess has to suffer the consequences?
What? I'm a bit confused. What makes the mermaid so important that the princess? Okay, I'm not sure what I'm reading anymore. Keep quiet. It doesn't matter what happened to the prince. I think I should say it doesn't matter what happened to the prince. Then she's gonna be like, oh, on the contrary. I can bet. Actually, I kind of want to check. Yeah, I think, what does it matter? Yeah, what does it matter? The rest of the class turned their heads to me. Naomi and Suzu looked at me with equally surprised looks. I kept my eyes on Diana. If I was the mermaid, I wasn't gonna let the prince take my prince away. Princess took my princess. What the? Oh, she meant the other one. With the Little Mermaid, she actually didn't want the princess. Diana stared at me before smiling and turning her body, fully facing me.
Oh? And why does it not matter?
Fuck. The story isn't about the princess. The story's about the mermaid and the prince.
But that is exactly my point. While the story talks about the mermaid and the prince's romance, we don't see the problems of the kingdom the prince rules.
True. It seems like the kingdom is very happy.
While we are all fixated with this love story, we ignore the fact the kingdom would fall apart without the marriage between the prince and princess.
You didn't really talk about any of that, but I give that to you. She kept her eyes on me as she spoke, and I knew she wanted me to make her words stick in my head, but I didn't listen. I was on one thing to be a fictional story. It was another try to ruin someone's life for selfishness. Diana chuckled and looked back to the class.
Well, luckily in the real story of The Little Mermaid, the mermaid knows that what she was doing was wrong, and she threw herself into the ocean, turning into sea foam.
What? That's not... What? Some of the students that surrounded me mumbled in surprise, obviously not knowing the real story. However, Diana was wrong once again. That's not true. I could say that's not true, because I don't think that's true. Because the story was she made a deal with the witch, and what should would happen is not turn into a sea foam, let's become like another creature if... Yeah, I don't think that's true. Once again, the class looked at me, and Diana's face smiled. Oh, God, she's letting me on the... I'm putting myself on the spot. What am I saying?
Not true. How so?
The trade-off for becoming human was to marry the prince or to turn into sea foam. However, she was given the choice to kill the prince. What the fuck is this? And turn into and kill the prince and turn back into a mermaid. The mermaid didn't because she loved him and sacrificed herself for... Oh. I don't even know what this story is about. It's not even the story that I was read to. It's not the story we're telling, not some princess getting her way, but tragedy that's befallen a girl who only wanted love. The class applauded me and Suzu giving me her usual punch to my shoulder, and none of me smiled at my logic. Diana, however, fully grew an almost angry face at me.
Interesting. So what you are saying is that the princess should be given no mind.
No mind? The story is not about the princess. The story is about the mermaid, and the mermaid should have gotten her prince.
Even at the risk of a kingdom falling apart?
Even if the entire world fell apart around them, duty does not overrule love, and the princess needed to realize that. What? I'm so confused. Okay, the applause that followed intensified with some whooping and hollering. I felt a wave of confidence roll through my body. Diana wasn't going to win. I wasn't going to let her. Diana then stopped talking and then looked at the clock at the wall, reading quickly. The class is barely begun. Why is she looking for the time? Diana had leaned against the blackboard, smiling at us. I became worried.
You know what? School isn't important. Everyone, go ahead and head home. Take the week off.
God, that'd be so nice. I would love that to happen. The students suddenly began chatting happily in confusion of the situation. Many of my thoughts is this a dream come true? Others knew better. Before anyone can protest, however, Diana pressed a finger to her lips, counted down with her fingers in the air. 3, 2, 1. The speakers on the... What?
Attention students. Due to an emergency faculty meeting, we will be closing school for the remainder of the day and this entire week. Please leave the school quickly and quietly and have a good rest of the week.
Hell yeah! I wish. She used her powers on them. Damn it! I felt I needed to stop her, but I couldn't. I could not stop a demon in the middle of a public area. And what can you do? You're just a human. Diana smiled before gesturing at the door.
Have a nice week off. School will resume next week.
Yup. Many of the students filed out, chatting to each other about impromptu plans. Suzu began happy, but none of me was hesitant. Before we can pack up and leave, Diana stepped forward.
Excuse me, little miss. I'd like you to stay a little while. There's something we need to discuss.
Oh, shit. She snapped her fingers and making my friends tense
You
up.
two can head home. Don't worry about your friend until next week, okay? If you contact her, she won't reply, so don't bother. If she contacts you, ignore her, because she's just fine.
As if on command, Suzu and Naomi left the room. I tried to march after them, but Diana stepped in front of my path, warning me with her eyes that if I followed, there would be hell to play. I had lost my 2 friends, or at least the week, and Diana and I were alone, just like she wanted. I slammed my hands in front of the desk, glaring at Diana. What are you doing? And what are you thinking?
What? Do I not make a good teacher? I figured you should have a little lesson, so I took matters into my own hands.
Whatever you're trying to do, it won't work.
You really think so, dear? And what makes you so sure about that?
What was making me so sure? Why was I so confident? Were the boys worth this? My thoughts began to fill with doubt, with uncertainty, and about the whole ordeal began to cloud my mind. If the boys were ever found out, there'd be hell to pay. Was it worth it? What about Diana? What would she do to me? Was she making my parents forget about me completely? Would she ruin my friends' lives out of spite? In my gut, I felt a stone of confidence trying to fight back, but the heaviness of my thoughts began to dissolve that stone little by little. What was going on with me? I looked up to Diana once again to see the gaze boring into my eyes. She was using her power on me. This time, I was away from home, so I couldn't escape. Or could I? Do I want to? The way she stared at me made me feel warm and fuzzy inside my chest. I felt like melting. Okay, yeah, now she's like using her abilities, like, hey, kicking it up a notch. Then I lifted a hand under my chin and ran her thumb over my lips, licking her own. Jesus Christ! I could feel little shots of energy zipping under my skin into my chin where she had helped me.
Now, let's have a little taste of that sweet, virginal, sexual energy.
Wow, she might drain you, or maybe drain you dry. Oh boy. I watched as she leaned in and ready to kiss me to take my energy. Half of my body felt elated at the idea. The other half completely rejected it and did not want her to even touch me. James. Suddenly, Diana stopped in her tracks.
James, who is...
It dawned on me then.
Ah, one of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is James?
I felt myself nod in compliance. The oldest. Then I giggled in reply before letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The eldest son with you?
I nodded once again, but this time it was partly my own decision to reply. Diana let out a small sound mimicking a cat's purr before stepping away from me.
Alright then. Well, if it's the eldest son you're infatuated with, you should really rethink your romantic options.
Diana chuckled before kissing my nose, where I felt a shot of energy zapped out of my body, almost making me dizzy and recoil. Diana then turned to my desk and sat. Wait, turned to my desk. Turned to the desk and sat on the wood, crossing her legs.
You can go now. Remember, no class for the rest of the week.
And how am I supposed to go home? My 2 friends left me here thanks to you.
Oh, were they your ride? My apologies. Let me help then.
Diana then lifted her hand and snapped her fingers. I suddenly felt the floor sink underneath me, forcing me to look down. The purple pentagram surrounded my feet, pulling me into the ground. Whoa! Before I could fight, however, I fully sank into the floor, fading into darkness and shutting my eyes. And as I opened them, I felt my silk sheets around me, soothing my anxiety from the darkness that had previously surrounded me. What the? Why did Diana bring me home? Was it an illusion? Was I being tricked? Something was going on. I sat up in bed looking, and indeed it was in my room. There was no mistake at that, but why? Diana's. It's too strange. What's this game? Was it part of her plan to get the boys back? I was so lost with confusion more than ever, despite my logical thoughts trying to piece the puzzle together that is Diana together. The more I tried to solve her, the less I understood about the situation I was in. I was then interrupted, however, by my door suddenly opening, revealing the boys and Damien's hand at the doorknob.
Miss, what are you doing here?
Aren't you supposed to be in school?
I furrowed my eyes and stared at Damien, asking him to answer the questions through my
Diana
thoughts.
sent her back here. She invaded her school and sent all the students back home.
What's that bitch up to? Seriously, Diana's playing around for no reason.
Maybe it's part of her plan.
The boys continue arguing back and forth about Diana, feeling an almost curiosity in me. Damien seems to be too deep within talking to notice my thoughts. He did not even stop talking alongside his brothers. Why was Diana after them? Why would she want to bring them back? What was so important about the boys that she traveled to the human world to get them? What was going on? I decided enough was enough. I needed answers. Hey! The boys stopped arguing, staring at me in surprise. I held my fist in my lap, mustering up the courage to continue speaking despite my abrupt shout. Why is Diana here? Why does she want to bring it all back? What exactly are you running from? And why are you running from it?
Miss,
Don't miss me, please. I need to know what's going on. I won't be left in the dark about this. I want to know what I'm facing. The boys looked at each other hesitantly, unsure of how to reply. Finally, Sam pushed Damien towards the bed, making him buckle and land on his knees with his torso over the edge of the mattress.
Damien, do the thing.
Do the thing? The thing? What thing? This is going in my head.
Sam, you're not suggesting.
Why not? She deserves to know everything, especially if Diana is targeting her.
Sam's right.
I guess we have no choice then.
What thing? I'm getting confused. What are Diana talking about? Diana and Damien stood before coming onto the bed with me, sitting across from me.
We're going to show you everything. You have to trust me, okay? The minute you stop trusting me, the vision will stop.
Okay, the vision will stop. Alright, vision.
Please,
Just trust him. Wait, that was James. Alrighty, please just trust him. Alrighty, okay. I looked to James, unsure what was going on, but I nodded. If it was something that the only way to learn, then this is my chance to know. Damien gently placed his hands on each side of my head, gently pressing his thumbs to the skin above my eyebrows. Okay, I'm getting the picture. I could only stare at Damien as his eyes began to glow and energy began to both pull out of me and force into my head. What? You pulled out of me and then forced into my head. Okay, so you're having a cycle of energy, of your own energy going through your head. Alrighty. Within seconds, my vision went black and I was unsure what Damien was doing, but soon sharp shapes and textures began to appear around me. I found myself sitting at on the stone in the middle of the floor, what it looked like a fancy throne room. Where am I? I looked down at myself, seeing my body being translucent as a ghost. Whoa! I jumped and inspecting my hands in sudden panic. I was seeing through. Why? What's going on?
How dare they try to negotiate with me? Do they not know whom they speak to?
I gasped and ran behind nearly a pillar. From the voice, the sound of his anger and words frightened every bone in my body, turning me into a frightened
My
child.
lord, please calm yourself. Calm? They're merely testing my resolve. I have more than half of a mind to send my greatest armies to take what should be mine. They are mere insects in the way of my kingdom's expansion.
They merely asked for a marriage joining.
So I'm to bow to them and share my land that I have so rightfully conquered?
Okay. I peeked behind the pillar, seeing a large demon cower in the royal, covered in royal clothes, but above enough to be military commander. His rage practically emanated from his body as he growled at his servant.
They are willing to give their land to you, sire. All they ask is for one of your sons to marry their daughter, whom I might add is as beautiful as can be.
This is ridiculous! To suggest that I need their approval to take their land is beyond insanity. What makes them think I care about their precious daughter?
Did I mention that she is a prodigy of her kind, sire?
A prodigy?
Yes, my lord. This succubus is a master of her skills in magic and mind manipulation. She is said to sway armies with a snap of her fingers, despite being as young as she is.
Impossible!
If only it were, sire. This succubus is dangerous, but would be a great asset to have should we agree to this arrangement. The only reason she cannot phase you, my lord, is because you are the strongest demon in the plains.
The only reason she cannot face
Is this supposed to change my mind?
Yes, my lord.
You are doing a terrible job at convincing me.
My apologies, sire.
I was lost. I was telling them they were talking about Diana, but what?
Father.
I quickly turned my head to see a demon who looked like a mere child staring at the demon commander on his throne. Father? Yeah, father.
Raystrout, have you finished your training?
Yeah, that'd be
Yes,
James.
Father.
Then what do you want?
I want to be with my brothers the best of the day, Father.
The demon commander walked up to his younger demon, gripping him by his hair, picking him up from the ground, forcing him to look at his snarl. The young demon, however, looked unfazed.
Arrogance! Why should I allow you to be with them? I should kill you for your lack of respect to me.
Because I want to be with them, Father.
I could only stare at the young demon facing his father, despite the massive difference between them. The young demon seemed weaker and easy to kill versus the demon commander. Why would this man kill his son, though? Was the commander that ruthless? However, I wasn't expecting him to laugh and release his son.
Good! Assertive even in the face of danger. That is why you are my favorite son.
I could only stare wide-eyed at the commander, placing his hand on the demon's face.
Very well. Go. Tomorrow, you will show me your training.
The little demon grinned widely before running off.
I have a thought.
Yes, my lord.
How old is this daughter?
Probably like a few hundred years, maybe a few thousand.
As old as your 5th, sire.
The youngest?
Do you believe this proposal is worth it?
Yes, sire.
Tell those insects that they are safe for now. I will consider their offer.
Sire, are you certain?
Did I stutter? Now go!
The demon servant ran off quickly. Well, ran off before he passed the pillar I was hiding, and he allowed the commander to vanish into the air. What's happening? I didn't get time to figure out what was happening before the demon, who looked around my age, walked into a room reading a book. Is that?
Raystrout, your nose is stuck in those books. Will you not lift your head up from them once in a while?
I think I know what that is. I looked at the store, seeing the second demon leaning against the pillar, smirking at my restaurant.
Aren't you supposed to be with your mother practicing the harpsichord?
I am, but I had a feeling that you were in danger.
In danger? What are you...
Attack!
All of a sudden, 3 shadows zipped into the room, slamming Maestro, forcing him to fall to the ground and dropping his book. At the side, clear for me, there were 3 other demons in a dog pile with Rash on the bottom.
No way! You haven't had a break in months from those stupid books. It's time for punishment!
So is the 3 brothers?
Death by brotherhood! No more reading!
I told you that you were in danger.
Yeah, he did. Same thing is with the demons were. Yeah, it was the boys. Even in the demon world, their brotherly connection was astounding. They were merely younger versions of themselves. One of the demons, I assume, was Matthew, grabbed the book from the floor and opening it and reading it mockingly.
How can you read this, Raystero? It's all about war strategy. It's boring.
Yeah.
I have to, Zakeru! Get off! There's only one thing you need to know about strategy. Kill them all. Take no prisoners.
You sound just like father.
Yeah. But, I couldn't help but giggle. It was a cute acting like acting childish with each other. Eventually, James managed to push his brothers off of him to stand brushing them off.
You all are reckless.
Yes.
At least we have fun.
That's true.
It's true. You haven't been with us in weeks. Don't you think it's time for a break?
I'm sure father won't mind.
But I have to...
I know you want to, Raystero. Damn it.
What is going on here?
Oh boy. I shot my head to the voice of the commander, aged little, staring at the boys with his arms crossing his chest. Damien quickly dashed and hid behind Sam, peeking over his shoulder to see the large commander.
Nothing is going on. We just passed by each other.
Then why does your brother have your book?
I was showing him what I was learning, Father.
Return to your studies, Raystrow. The rest of you out of my sight. Do not disturb your brother again.
Gee. I could only stare as James gently took his book without looking at his brothers returning to reading. The commander walked past and the remaining brothers growled at Sam and Wait, what? The commander walked and the remaining brothers growled at Sam and Damien before they... Why would they do that? What was up with that?
Don't worry about it. We'll find a way to get him back.
I don't know. He's on a very tight leash.
Yes.
Ezra, you're quiet. What did you hear?
He's going to a negotiation meeting. He's going to arrange a marriage.
A marriage? For who?
For James.
It must be for one of us.
James Warner.
He hasn't decided who will marry her. It's a girl from a kingdom he wants to take over.
But that's uncharacteristic of him. Usually he'd just attack with the army.
Whatever the case is, one of us is getting married.
I hope it isn't me.
No.
What about Raystero? He's the eldest.
Yup.
It would make sense, but having a succubus marrying one of us means that she'll be practically married to all of us.
Well, what should we do?
Before the conversation continues, the boys vanished into thin air, fading into different colors of mist. They were replaced with the older Damien and Matthew, sitting with each other in the middle of the throne room.
Do you think we should?
I really want to.
I want to as well. Still, it'll be hard to convince Raystero, since he's the one about to be married, and he's the favorite.
Yeah.
We don't know that, Zakeru. Maybe she's set to marry you.
Now he's...
No way! I don't want to get married.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that baby face of yours.
Yeah, he does have a baby face. I looked over to seeing Sam join the duo, crossing his arms, raising his eyebrows at his
What are you two talking about?
We got into contact with the human world again.
Come on, Ezra. You give humans too much attention.
No way! You gotta listen! They apparently have stores and books and schools and stuff!
So what? It's full of humans who piss on each other for no reason. They're no better than the devil spawn.
Nuh-uh! The one we were talking to wasn't like that!
Oh! It must be, the uncle. I mean, the grandfather.
How do you know, Zakeru?
Because I do!
What is going on here?
Oh, I think their levels based on their horns, maybe.
They want to go to the human world.
The human world?
Raistero, think about it. You won't have to marry that girl and be the heir anymore. You could be with us, and we can make lives for ourselves in the new world.
Now you're just talking nonsense.
I vote that we do it.
Huh? Oh, not you two.
Think about it. This may be our chance to finally get away from this political nonsense we're stuck in. We may be nobles, but we're still our own beings.
Ristrao is in.
What? Azrael!
Whoa! So how do we get there?
Are you kidding me? You don't even know how we'd get there.
A simple spell should work, but it would require someone from the human world to help us get there.
We can ask him.
Oh, he'd definitely help us.
I'm not so sure about...
Reistrau, aren't you tired of pleasing Father all of the time?
I am, but...
If you stay, you'll be married off and become ruler of Father's kingdom. You'll have no time for yourself or with us, and you'll be constantly at war with the other realms for power. You'll most likely turn into the spitting image of Father.
What he's saying is, get your head out of your ass and let's go. If you don't say yes, I'll drag your princely ass with us. I don't care what that bastard of a father wants.
Come on, Raistero.
All right, let's do this. What's the plan?
I couldn't believe what was happening. I'm seeing the history of their lives before my eyes. They were nobles, and Jam was the heir to the kingdom, the commanding ruler. Even more so, he was about to marry Diana. They sacrificed everything to leave to be together. They'd rather be free than to remain their noble roles. I started to feel a little jealous. They were able to leave, and I was still expected to do what my father wanted me to be. How they were able to leave was uncertain still, but I would need to learn more in time. Okay, I closed my eyes mentally, asking Damien to end the vision. As soon as I asked, the world around me slowly vanished as I brought back into the bedroom where I sat. My head nestled in Damien's arm. Enhance. Okay. My vision began to clear, letting me see the boys around me, all concerned.
So, you now know exactly who we are.
Diana is the girl you're engaged to marry.
Not anymore. Once we left, the arrangement was broken. With no sons to marry off, her dad couldn't go through with the marriage deal.
If Diana is here for us, that means she's trying to save her kingdom from being attacked.
That's not true. She wants to rule our kingdom. Having one of us will give her the right to our kingdom, as much as we'd have right over hers.
So she's a gold digger.
Well, with a kingdom like ours, what succubus wouldn't want to marry us for it?
Yeah, it all makes sense. She wanted them so she could finally take over an opposing kingdom. She wanted that despite her power, she would be able to fight against her father, so she had to another way in. Okay, I need to take a break. My mouth hurts. Smile my jaw. Jesus Christ. I hate this. But I need like a 30-minute break or something. Ugh. Yeah, I'm stopping here. Okay, if you want to see more, you know what to do. I think it's been like probably 40 minutes. Yay!